Hey Scorpio, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for August 4th. Let's see what's going on with Scorpio. Thank you to those of you who've been engaging with the reading. Every comment, all that engagement, that's what's keeping this channel going, and I'm very appreciative, so thank you. What is going on with Scorpio? We have the Hierophant in reverse. This is rebellion, reinvention, flipping the script in some way. You're looking at the well-proven, tried and true way of doing things, and you're saying, how can I do it better? How can I reinvent this? Let's see what the challenge is for Scorpio. Three of Cups in reverse. You may currently be undergoing a metamorphosis that is putting you at odds with your social circle, and it's difficult for you to cut ties with your friends. This may have been a person or people that you've had a long-standing relationship with, because this reinvention seems to be putting you at odds with people that you have grown to care about. Perhaps you're cutting people out of your life who are too far apart from you ideologically. Perhaps it's about your people who aren't supportive or detracting you from this reinvention in your life. Yeah, we're definitely talking about the lack of support, and that's informing the friends who are no longer serving their purpose in your life. When you have the Knight of Pentacles as your focus, that means that you are keeping your nose to the grindstone. You are only focusing on what's right in front of you and what you have to get done now. But it's intentional with a long-term focus as well. It's like you've already done the big picture thinking and you've broken it down into bite-sized pieces. Knight of Pentacles is very certain about where he's headed and what he's going to achieve as a long-term goal, but he's only focused on the one bite that he has to take today. Let's see what led up to this in the recent past. Queen of Swords in reverse. This is the friend energy that really made you stop and think, why am I hanging out with this person? Why am I associating with them? Because you were able to understand the deeper truths, to read between the lines, to see not only the big picture, but the deeper picture. And they just aren't. They don't see it the same way. They think that they're seeing things in their totality. And it's that lack of critical thinking or vision that has you feeling as though they're not aligned with your worldview, perhaps. Show me the higher self perspective. How does your spirit support team see all of this? What's the best thing that's going to come out of this for you? Seven of Wands. Developing and maintaining healthy boundaries. So I think this is really boiling down to who is in your inner circle and who is outside of that. Keeping that boundary well enforced may mean that you have to open the velvet rope and invite someone to leave the VIP area because they're no longer aligned with your standards for who you keep in your inner circle. Let's see how this unfolds in the near future. What comes up next for Scorpio? Justice. So, okay, if there's been any wrongdoing, like outright harm done by these people who are you're parting ways with, in a sense, they will face justice. If there's any sort of legality involved there, I see that being paid attention to in some way. I'm not a legal expert and I don't make predictions in terms of legal outcomes. I'm just saying that that might play a part in what's going on for you, if it's relevant to your story. I'm also getting a balancing of energies. So sort of in a karmic sense, not in that long arcing what goes around comes around someday sort of vibe. This feels like more immediate karma. Someone is going to get what's coming to them in a positive way, and another person is going to get what's coming to them in a more constructive way. Show me hopes and nope, we're not there yet. Show me surprise energy. The Lovers. So this wanted to come out kind of spinning and at the side, so I feel like there's a possibility of a new commitment in love, or a discovery that you or your person is feeling a little all over the place in terms of your focus or your desire to be in the relationship or not could come into question. Just the sort of going back and forth willy-nilly energy feels relevant. It could surprise you that someone wants to connect with you romantically, whether or not it's a long-term commitment. Your hopes and fears is Page of Swords energy. This is an important piece of communication you may not want to hear, or you might not want to be the bearer of bad news and tell your friend, listen, you're not going to be part of my inner circle anymore. And I know that's not likely how anyone would put it to a close friend. It's like you don't want to have the conversation at all, but you know something needs to be said to explain the pending shift in your behavior. Let's see the end result. We have the Six of Swords in reverse, Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So going back into a difficult situation, I think this is reconnecting with friends that you've decided to part ways from. It's in order to tie up those loose ends, to bring closure and balance to the situation, to have the difficult conversation. And I don't think it's your responsibility to point out to them their limited mindset, or necessarily express that that's why you're parting ways from them. Their inability to read the room, or understand subtext, or believe the deeper truth that's available for anyone who wants to see it but isn't overtly expressed. You can see it, they can't, and that's not going to work for you anymore. What advice do we have for Scorpio? Yeah, it's time to take off the rose-tinted glasses, but do it with love. Do it with care and compassion with the Knight of Cups here. You're doing this out of self-love. So remember that it doesn't have to be harsh or biting or lashing out at the people for the things that are difficult for you to express. The Six of Cups in reverse is the moment when you take off the rose-tinted glasses and you see the reality that's truly in front of you for what it is. That's what you need to do here in order to have the best outcome. So Scorpio, I hope that helped. Have a great day, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Ready for more? Check out this playlist for your zodiac sign, or yesterday's video for an even deeper dive into your story. And if you're in need of more personal attention from yours truly, click this link in the description box below to learn more about my personal readings.